Hello, this is Angela Anderson. Thanks for joining me for this acrylic painting tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to paint an iris in a little vase. It's going to be on a little mini 5-inch canvas and is part of my Flower of the Month series. So this is the flower for the month of February. We're going to be trying to keep it kind of impressionist style, a little bit simple, so it's beginner friendly. I've got my husband, Mark, with me.
Hey there, everybody.
He's man in chat for our live show. So if you have questions, you can ask those and I will try to answer them. Thanks. Let's get started. I don't know who I was saying thanks to there, but that's okay.
You're talking to yourself very early today.
I was.
Thanks for doing a good job on that intro.
Oh, whatever. So I'm using a Fredrix gallery wrap canvas. It's got the wide sides, so they actually kind of stand up really nicely. You don't have to frame them or anything. There's the one from last month. So there's our carnation from last month, and we're going to be doing the iris on this one. It's going to be really cute when we have all 12 of them. There's the kind of preview of, let's zoom out a little bit there, honey, so they can see all of them. There we go. So yeah, that'll be, so next month we'll be doing daffodils and then daisies, and we're going to be kind of changing them up, different vases and things, but they'll all be on these 5-inch canvases. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Let's go over our brushes really quick. Just got a few brushes. I've got the number 8 Bright for the background. A number 1 Round for some details. These are the 6100 series of Princeton. Sorry, I had a hair there. 3/8 inch and 1/4 inch angle brush, and the number 6 Filbert and number 2 Round. And these are the VelvetTouch line from Princeton. So thank you to Princeton and Fredrix, our canvas sponsor and our brush sponsors, for providing our materials today. We'll go over our paint colors. I've got Quinacridone Magenta, Yellow Oxide, Cadmium Yellow Medium, Phthalo Green Yellow Shade, Ultramarine Blue, Dioxazine Purple, and Burnt Umber, Unbleached Titanium, and Titanium White. If you want to match the background on this one, you'll also need Carbon Black. It was Carbon Black, White, and Burnt Umber for this background. So I'm going to do different backgrounds for each one of mine, but just so that I don't have to worry about trying to match them 12 times, you know. But if you want to, you could do all 12 of them ahead of time if you know you're going to do the whole series with me. And that way, if you want your backgrounds to match. But I think I'm just going to kind of wing it and do a little different, maybe a different gray each time. So I've wet down my brush here. I'm going to go ahead and just do the background, and then, well, I guess I'll draw it in. All right. I already kind of drew it in just to kind of get the idea of the placement. So the vase is fitting on the bottom half of the canvas, so you don't want to go any farther than halfway up. I came down just a little bit from halfway and off-centered it just a little bit, slightly. And actually, it probably could be over here a little bit. Actually, I'm going to move this over now that I'm looking at it, because it's kind of crowding out on this one side. The flowers are a little heavier on this side. So I'm just going to move this over, and I'm using a watercolor pencil here. So here's my halfway mark. So I'm just going to kind of fit it in on this half here. So I'm doing 2 little lines for the opening of my vase. I think that'll work. Yeah. And then they'll be up here. Okay. Just kind of checking to see, make sure they'll fit all my flowers in there. So this vase is fairly similar to the last one. It's just kind of a circular body. It comes in right here at the neck and flares out and back in about a little bit wider than the neck, and it comes down and does a little foot. And it's curved at the bottom right here, a little bit right there. Okay, and then our flowers are going to come up off of there. We're going to have some stems showing and a little bit of the background showing through here. So I'm probably just going to cover up all of the flowers and just sort of paint around my vase a little bit. All right, so let's grab our number 8 Bright. Hi to everybody. If you are just joining us for the first time, I hope you subscribe and come back and join us again. We do these shows Tuesdays and Saturdays all year long. And
week in and week out.
Mark doesn't have any day. days off anymore on the weekend. He's working for me.
Got 1 day weekends.
Yeah, one day weekends.
The
Sorry,
struggle
honey.
is real.
Hopefully, eventually, he'll be able to help me full time.
Have one job.
Right.
Excellent. We're looking forward to it.
So I've mixed up burnt umber and ultramarine blue here. And a little bit more on the blue side this time since it's the purple flowers. I think the blue will be pretty with it. And we're just going to paint this gray in here. I added white also. And I'm going to do it just kind of blotchy, sort of. I'm not going to fully mix the colors. I'm going to leave some darker and lighter bits, kind of like we did on this one, where you can kind of see our brush strokes here and there. That's what we're going to do here. So just dabbing it on. I have all these colors still in my brush. And just dabbing it on. This is really fun. Don't get too fussy with it. And don't, if you overblend it, it'll all turn out to be one color. So just kind of dab it on there and let it set. Don't try to like fix it. You can always do a second coat if it dries and you really hate a spot, or some spot just is really bugging you. But I'm kind of just turning my brush, kind of letting some of the brush strokes sort of be on the corner and some of them full flat side of the brush, just kind of playing with it here. My base has gotten smaller and smaller. It's a lot smaller than my drawing there. That's all right.
Where's the sun?
I know. Okay, here we go. And just making sure I'm kind of looking at it, turning it so that I can see, making sure that I get all those little white spots filled in. The canvas, you could wet your canvas down a little bit too. That'll help the paint absorb down into it a little bit easier. And then while this is wet, I'm going to go ahead and grab that ultramarine blue and burnt umber and get it a little bit darker and just do a little shadow under my vase here. There's really not a whole lot of detail. A lot of these pictures, like the one we're using as reference today, are like no shadow at all, but I kind of feel like I want a little something down there, so we'll just... There we go. Oops, was I off camera there? I think I was.
Ever so slightly.
Sorry. It's weird because it's farther away from me than normal today. Okay. Just put some of this color back up in here, and then I'm going to, while this is drying, I'm just going to go ahead and do my sides really quickly because I will not be able to match this color again. Exactly. If I try to go back in later, I will not remember. So let's just go ahead and put this color in. Mixed up a good amount of it here. Come on. And you can see how I'm mixing. I'm grabbing a little bit of it and pulling it off to a clean spot on my palette, and that way I can control how much of color is mixed. I think a lot of people over mix their colors, mix a huge amount and waste a lot of paint. You're not going to be using a lot of this color, even though we're doing it on the background. It's a small canvas. So you can see, I mean, I've only used maybe half of what I've put down there with those two colors. So, oops, I keep going off camera there. All right. I know this isn't super excited, but spread that out there a little bit. There we go.
It's awfully quiet.
Can you hear the thunder? It's been raining here all day.
I know. It's 35 degrees and we got lightning.
I know, it's weird weather. Very weird. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and clean that out. I'm going to get a little bit smaller brush here. I guess I'll use this one. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to do the white with the little decoration on it. I really don't love that vase. So I thought like a yellow might be pretty with the purple. But I'm not sure. I don't want it to be super bright yellow. So make it a little bit orangey. And add a little bit of my gray to it.
Okay, we got a good question here.
Make it a little bit more mustardy. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure. Yeah, that works out. All right, I think. So that was a little bit of yellow oxide, a little bit of yellow, cadmium yellow, the unbleached titanium, and a tiny touch of the... So pretty much all the colors on the palette. A little bit of gray. It's a little bit of everything. Just do whatever color face you want. What? Go ahead, honey.
They asked, can you see your flowers that you drew out now?
No, they're gone. They're gone. If you were doing this, and you're using a traceable or something, what I would do is paint the background in first, and then trace on your flowers and your vase on top of it. So I would just kind of not try to paint around it at all. I would do it that way. Spread those sides out there wider. Try to get them symmetrical. There we go.
So the infamous yoga blocks are covered up by a paper towel right now.
Yes. Yeah, I hear you get a lot of questions about the yoga blocks.
We do. In chat and in the Facebook groups. I wish I was the inventor of yoga blocks.
I know, we should contact them and see if they want to sponsor a video.
We won't be doing any yoga with them, but...
Well, it's not like a renewable resource either, so it's like pretty much if you buy one, you have it for life. They're not going to wear out, I don't think.
So it's made out of like a Twinkie material?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
People she's painting, so she's ignoring my witty comments. If you're new to the channel.
Grabbing white here. Gonna dab on some white. Just a little highlight there. Grab a little bit more on the very tip of my brush and do a little brighter section there. So I don't really like the bottom of that vase there. It's kind of got a little bit big. I think this brush was a little bit big to try to do that with. So I'm going to switch to a little smaller brush. Try to fix that up a little bit. So this is just a yellow-gray kind of color. Sort of a mustard color, which is super popular in decorating right now. You see it a lot. Yellow, very trendy color. All right, that'll be fun. Cute little vase. And I think it'll look good with our irises. So I'm going to make a green here using that phthalo green. The phthalo green on its own is just too bright. So we need to tone it down, make it look a little bit more natural. So using yellow oxide is a good way of doing that. Let me move these out of the way. And then what? Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to go off camera.
I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try to keep it right here. You can zoom in even more. Okay. There. It's just really far away from me. I don't know why. I think I tilted the camera when I did the bigger canvas this weekend. All right, so then I made a darker green with the burnt umber with the phthalo green. And I'm going to get both colors on my brush here. This is still the number 1 round. And I'm going to make little stems through. Go right up to that vase edge there. And I want some dark spots going right up to the vase. That's about all we need. We'll probably add more later, but I'm trying to keep it looking kind of simple. So our flowers are going to be, let me just draw on the back side of this. Flowers are going to be, some of them we're going to see straight on. So we're going to see this kind of triangle shape, 3 petals coming out. I need darker pencil here. 3 petals coming out like this, and then the flower kind of folds back from here, and you see the beard coming down where the yellow part is, right? So each one of these, it's kind of a unusual iris. You're seeing the beard kind of coming off. These are way too long right here, but you get the idea. And some of them we're not going to see the whole part here because it'll be bent over. So some of them we'll only see like part of it. Some of them we're going to see it from above. So we're going to see like these spots like this, and these parts right here are going to be tucked down behind where we really can't see them. Like that. And some of them we're going to be seeing from the side, so we'll see the tongue really well and a little bit of the upper part, and then the side pieces are just going to be kind of hiding. So there's kind of 3 different views here that we'll be doing, and we'll just be doing little random shapes to kind of indicate, because they're all kind of jumbled up together, so we're not really going to be painting each one in super carefully, but I do want to get the gestures right, get the kind of general placement right. So I think I'm going to try it with the Filbert brush. We'll see how it goes here. Use a little bit of the Quinacridone Magenta and the purple. A little bit of white. And I'm going to go in here and just kind of lay in a few of the center parts that I'm seeing. Just little flicks to indicate kind of where the petals are going. Like that. This one over here. is really kind of covered up. Use a little bit more white over here. Let's grab a little bit more of the darker purple and do a little bit of darker purple in a couple places. I want to make sure that I kind of connect everything up, and if I have anything that's kind of hanging out on its own, that it gets some attention, so that all the stems kind of have a flower attached to them. Here's those little side pieces there. And it doesn't really have to make sense. They don't all have to look like a flower. We're really just kind of making shapes. But as long as we kind of get these kind of spiky things happening here and just a few of these yellow tongues in the right places, then that's all we need to do. We don't have to. And we're not really seeing the whole flower on a lot of these, so we're just painting what we see here. The tendency is to want to flatten everything out and paint each flower the same so you can see the whole thing, but with them in the vase like this crowding each other out, we're just not really seeing any individual flowers. We're seeing them all kind of connected. So little shapes like that. Little random brush strokes kind of sticking out on their own. And then here's a tongue coming down right there. Get a little bit darker color so we have a little contrast here. Do one kind of right over the top. Right there. I'm trying to kind of leave a little bit of space. Oh, this is going to be pretty. I think I'm going to like this one better than the carnations. The carnations aren't really my favorite flower anyway, so hopefully this one will be one that you guys try.
So what is your favorite flower?
Well, I kind of have a lot of favorites. Really pretty much anything blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I like larkspur. I like grabbing a little bit of blue here. I like irises. I like
think I'd know after 33 years.
peonies. I like peonies. Peonies aren't blue, but I really like the look of them. Hydrangeas, you know, all those kind of blue leaning flowers are, yeah, I like that with the blue in there too. That's pretty.
There's one that you haven't said, and for the life of me, I can't remember now.
Poppy. I like poppies too.
Poppies, yeah, but there was another one. I might have a cheat sheet on my phone. Hold on.
Okay, trying to kind of get some pieces that are a little bit out of the boundary there, so I get kind of an interesting shape on the outside there. There's one that's kind of sticking out on its own right there.
God, I can't remember it. It's bugging me now.
Sorry, I'd help you. I don't know what you're talking about, so.
It's a blue flower.
Okay. Delphinium? Larkspur?
No. It's like kind of a variant of another. Now I hate myself.
Why?
Well, because I try to remember. So when I go to buy you flowers, I know it.
I can't remember the last time you bought me flowers, honey.
Because I can't remember what to get you. People are giving me suggestions here. No, not cornflowers or bluebells.
Corn. I do like cornflowers.
I don't think it was a poppy. No.
Mm-mm.
What other some like bigger flowers?
Bigger ones? Lilies? Orchids?
That we won't bore everybody with me trying to figure out what flower it is.
I can't even remember. We use a little bit of purple, a little bit of the pink here with the purple to kind of make a pinkish highlight here. And I'm just going to go in here and sort of add a little bit of color around just on a few of these to add a little highlight.
I'll be over here Googling, so if you need anything, let me know.
Tulips. What do they look like?
A flower.
Okay. Well, that's helpful.
You're welcome.
I don't really like this yellow vase. I'm going to use a little bit of yellow with the white. And I'm going to switch to a smaller brush here. Start out with your white and add your color to it when you're trying to do a light color. You'll have a lot easier time of it. Okay, so I kind of have two versions, sort of a really light and a sort of light version here. And I'm just going to put in some little centers. These will be lighter than we need them to start with, but we're going to add color to them. I don't even really know where these flowers are. Some of them are kind of merging into one another here.
Now I have to go to the florist and ask him what the last order was.
Sunflowers?
No, I don't think it's naturally blue, but there's a... Well, what kind... Okay, what other kind of non-blue favorite flowers do you have?
Peonies. Okay, so I made an orange here with the yellow in the Quinacridone Magenta here, and I'm just going to go back in here, kind of right in the middle of all of these. Add a little bit of that color, which is similar to our vase color. I'm going to use some Ultramarine Blue with my liner brush here and just kind of outline a few of these petals. pulling forward. Ultramarine blue and white.
Oh, man, I've remembered.
What?
Gerber daisies.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I wouldn't have been able to
That was
sleep
painful.
tonight. I'm glad I figured that out. I'm going to be in
You're
real
sweet that
trouble
you're
here.
that worried about it.
I am.
Oh.
Okay, I know that my memory isn't that good. And I appreciate you being very patient and loving towards me. And you give me a lot of room for forgiveness. So.
Okay. Well, you pretty much can't go wrong if you're buying flowers. So pretty much it's all good.
Unless they're carnations and roses, right?
Well, red roses, maybe. I don't really like red roses. But I still would be happy with flowers, either one. Even if they're ugly flowers, they're still flowers.
Okie dokie. Everybody's heard that. I got witnesses. Challenge accepted.
I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I don't remember the last time we got flowers, so it's okay. I'm pretty sure.
That's probably a centerpiece.
Yeah, Christmas time. Alrighty. Just adding some leaves back in, and we can put some leaves over the top of some of these flowers too to kind of set them back. I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm going to leave it. I am going to work on this vase a little bit more though, because it's kind of turning see-through in some places here. The color's okay. Let's see what it looks like against this one. It's actually pretty nice. Like, you know, it's not too bad, but I do want to work on this because it's kind of see-through-ish and maybe a little skinny. So I'm going to maybe add, oh, I've got all kinds of water on my canvas. Let me add some, what?
Somebody said that I'd be over the moon thrilled if my husband brought me home flowers, but then I'd be wondering what he did wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I'm with you there. Like, all right, so just I added a little bit of burnt umber to the carbon black, or to the orangey color that we were using in the center of our flowers. So I'm just kind of adding some shadows there. Add a little bit of the Unbleached Titanium. Blend that in a little bit. There we go. That's better. It's got a little bit more contrast now. A little bit more depth. Seriously, 30 minutes. That's it. Wow, we are really.
Are we done?
I don't know. We're getting there. I'm not going to mess with these irises anymore because I'm happy with them. I think you can kind of overdo it, and I kind of think I overdid it on the carnations a little bit. I feel like I should have stopped like a step or two before I did. So I'm going to make this a little bit darker under here. Some of that shadow color.
Oh, we have somebody watching from, I'm going to butcher the name, Guyana?
Guyana?
Guyana, Guyana.
Yeah, Guyana.
Oh, that is awesome.
Cool. French Guyana, is that right?
So you're asking
that?
me?
Is that what it's called? I think it's called that.
Well, maybe we'll find out.
Hopefully that's not offensive. I didn't mean it if it was.
whiz at geography, so
Widen this out a little
they
bit.
say South America.
South America. Interesting.
That is really cool.
That is.
I think that's the first person who's. Maybe we got Trinidad and Tobago.
Did you say Trinidad?
Trinidad
Oh,
and Tobago.
Okay, I think you said
I said it
Trinidad.
wrong. Of course, I probably did. I'm weak. I haven't had dinner yet.
I gotta get you fed there. Did you start up the oven?
The oven started. We're eating gourmet tonight. We're having our frozen pizzas
Nice.
and watching the
They're
Oak
finding
Island.
something tonight, I think. I just know it.
Mm-hmm.
Adding a little highlight right there to the rim of the vase. And so shadow along this side, shadow just up under here. Let's add a little highlight right here where the vase comes out. The bottom of the vase kind of comes out at us. Curve that. And there's a little highlight actually on this side too, just a little bit. So I think we may be done, hon. Like in a record time. I don't remember the last time we did a video and it was only 30 minutes. Let me
I know. I'm not even prepared.
No.
I don't know
Let me
what to do.
splatter with a little bit of white here.
Splatter? Did somebody say splatter?
We had splatters on this one. Yeah,
Hashtag
splatter.
splatter movement.
Get some white here. I think I might splatter them both with a little bit of black too. We'll see. I'm sitting side by side here so they both get a little bit of it. This one has some already. But I do like having the little bit different gray. I think that that's going to be fun. So they'll all kind of, go together, but they'll all be just a little bit different. They don't have to be so matchy-matchy. And I really actually do like the yellow now that I'm seeing against this one. I like the yellow. I think it's a good kind of contrast to what's
That's pretty cool.
with the purple. If you're ever in doubt of, or you just kind of, you're like, you want to do a color, you have a main color and you want to know what would go well with it. A good thing to go to is the opposite on the color wheel. So if you've got a yellow background, your violet color is good. And if you're doing like a really bright yellow, so in this case we're doing like a bright purple, so I didn't go with the super bright vase color. I went with a little bit darker. Let me do it this way because it's a shade. Find it. Here we go. So I went with a little bit darker, like this sort of color, and it's actually kind of closer to the orangey yellow and blue violet. So we went with the bright purpley blue, and then our vase is a shade of it. So I could have either done a really like a kind of a lightened version of it, or what we did when we went with a little bit darker version of the opposite on the color wheel. You don't want to do bright and bright, so I wouldn't want to go in with a super bright because it would compete with the bright purple. So you want to go with just a little bit more muted shade of the opposite color. That gives you a really good, I don't know. It's just a good designing tip. So, and composition tip. So if if you're ever like, so even like, let's see, I'm wondering if that's, so the violet red would be more like a yellow green. So if we wanted to do a pop of, the opposite on the color wheel for this one, it would have been like a violet green color or something like, or a yellow green color. But this one works too. So anyhow,
And,
all right.
And
so
where do they? First of all, where do they get the color wheel?
The color wheels are available on they're in my Amazon thing. This one's called the Creative Color Wheel. I like it because it's got a little bit more colors. I have another one that I use as well. Where is it? It's a little bit more basic. I can't find it. It's in there somewhere. Where is it? There it is. It's hiding. This one is called Color color wheel, but it's obviously doesn't have as many colors, you know. So we've got kind of more of a breakdown with this one here, and it's also got the highlights and shades. So anyhow,
so down below the
so
video.
if you wanted to do a color on your background, that's the reason why I was saying that. Now I'm getting back to my points here. The reason I was saying that is if you like, somebody would ask me the other day, you know, what they should do with their red rose, or I can't remember what it was that they were doing, but they wanted a color. They didn't want like gray. I think I had a neutral color on mine, and they wanted a color. So that's something that you could go to and just remember to use either a darker or a lighter version of it, not the like super bright version if you've got a super bright color that you've got on your main color. All right. I'm going to use the burnt umber here too.
Ooh.
Just to do a few little burnt umber splatters here.
And so
I need to remember that for next time.
You got to write that down.
That I did burnt umber and white. Well, I think I'll be able to tell. All right, there we go. And I think it'll be fun too doing different versions of gray, so we can show some different ways to mix grays. We'll have a bunch of different grays because there's so many different ways of doing it. So,
And so this is a great beginner painting for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
If they need traceables.
Yes, it'll be available on patreon.com/AngelaFineArt. And people are asking about how to find the different traceables on there. And the best way to do it is from a computer. So if you have a computer, you can search by the date of the video, because it's a blog post style website. So they're not saved into like folders. They're just saved per post. And as you post more, the posts get bumped down. So you're ended up, you know, like this one that was a month ago, there'll be 8 or 10 or more posts in front of it, you know, to scroll down to find it. So if you're searching later, the best way is just to look up the date of the video, and it's usually right underneath the video. It'll show you what date it was aired, and then you can go to Patreon and search on a computer by the date, and you'll find it a lot easier that way. In. Well, I just noticed that I think I want, well, maybe not. I don't know. I feel like I want a little bit longer. There's a couple of like longer flower petals right there that are just kind of sticking out. All right, that's good.
So
I'm gonna stop.
You want to show people your dolphin? I put it next to you. Yeah. I put it right next to you. Left side.
Thank you. This is what we painted on Sunday. It turned out really fun.
That was a Patreon bonus video.
Mm-hmm. And so, if you want to sign up for Patreon, we're towards the end of the month. You'll have another 9 days, I guess, till the end of the month. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, that's decent. But if you want to wait and get a full month, you could wait till March 1st to sign up, and then you get the full month of March, because it renews every 1st of the month. So
right, it's by calendar month.
It's by the calendar, right. Yeah, by the date. So every 1st of the month it renews, and it'll charge you again on the 1st. But it's a monthly deal, and you can cancel anytime though. So if you signed up today and you cancel it tomorrow, and it'll still give you access to all of the traceables and things until the end of February. Mm-hmm. And then it would renew on March 1st, and you would lose access if you're not going to, you know, continue with it. But the bonus videos are saved on YouTube with links. So even if you are not on Patreon anymore, you can still access them if you save the links. So just saying, you don't have to like sign up for, you know, forever and ever. But there's we've got probably 13, 14 bonus videos now on there available. Lots of different ones. Because
we've been going since February 2017, and we're 2019.
But they went public for a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And you have access to all of them.
Yep.
It's super deal.
I know. Yeah, so this one was fun, and actually wasn't too long. Definitely don't think it was very difficult. It looks harder than it was. If you did like my sea turtle or one of those videos, this one is definitely in the same difficulty range. I think it's kind of a mid-level difficulty. Definitely doable. I think it looks harder than it really is. It only took me 2.5 hours, something like that. So it was really fun. Pretty simple drawing. And I show you step by step how to do it. All right. I'm getting
But
Sorry,
anyway,
it's
so
been in the way.
there's more paintings you can do. I'll zoom back in for you.
Yep. And we're gonna get out of here. So wow, we got done quick.
What are we painting
Today.
Saturday?
Oh, I'm gonna show you. I have a printout.
Oh
of it.
yeah,
I'm
this is gonna be
super
awesome.
excited about this
Right,
one.
gonna
Whoa.
Zoom back out.
My flower brushes, and I've gotten a long canvas for it, so we'll have a nice long canvas. And we're going to just take our time and do a whole set of flower brushes. It's going to be awesome.
That's going to be cool.
Really.
Really,
This was
really
Photoshopped by me, so I was pretty proud of this. Working on my Photoshop skills here. And yeah, so hopefully you'll join us for that. It'll be a lot of fun. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us tonight. Bye.